Framber to the IL, which I think, look, once he went out with elbow soreness was expected, that he was going to miss some time. I don't think you go from sore elbow to like, okay, cool, give me my spot back in the rotation. They now have Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, Luis Garcia, Lance McCullers, and Jose Urquidy on the IL. When healthy, that's a pretty good five-man rotation right there. I'm not saying the Astros would be, leading the division or anything, or that, Justin is what he used to be or whatever, but that's five really big Astro names on the IL right now. That's what you're operating with in the starting rotation right now.
Sean, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, then every day would be Christmas.
It's true.
Okay?
Yeah, that's true.
So my grandpa used to tell me.
Yep.
And then I'd always say, Grandpa, we don't get like nuts in our stockings.
Yeah, nuts
on
suck.
Or anything.
Yeah, nuts are terrible.
And then he said, I'll give you a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, right.
As with, so Grandpa, so many metaphors. Why with all the metaphors, Grandpa?
They all food. Yeah. Exactly.
Then he hit me. He has actually a yardstick was his weapon of choice.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess we're supposed to always remember that you're not supposed to panic early in the season over outcomes because it's a long baseball season, and yet here we are where people continue to tell us that. And sure, yes, of course, you don't want to panic, but like I also don't want to like be commended for being the pilot who calmly and coolly nosedives his plane into the ocean. Like, oh, hey, nothing to panic about. No, don't panic. Everybody, Everything's calm and cool. And then kerplunk you go.
Here lies Seth Payne.
300 souls dead.
Here lies Seth Payne. When the plane crashed, he didn't panic.
He didn't panic.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. He could have saved many, many lives, women and children, but instead he chose not to panic.
What is your concern level over this Framber thing right now? Is there just not? Do we not know enough yet to panic about it? Is it? Because in the short term, they're operating with a starting rotation where they are bringing guys up from Sugarland en masse.
Minor leaguer of your last year's minor leaguer of the year.
And I'm excited to watch him pitch. Spencer Arrigetti's going to pitch tonight. I'm excited about that. I'm not excited about the circumstances that have led to it.
I'm using minor leaguer of the year the way some people act like winning a Heisman Trophy guarantees you to be a great college player. Or NFL player.
Yeah.
So no, you can't panic about Framber right now. It's just it's the uncertainty of the matter and the fact that this organization in the past has hidden behind the moniker of elbow soreness for as long as, I don't know, how many weeks was it with Verlander before we found out that he did indeed need Tommy John surgery?
It was several. They were riding.
It felt forever.
It was the COVID year, and they were kind of riding it out a little bit, hoping for something good. But it was a while. Yeah.
But on the other side of the coin, you need to be cautious. Like two things to be cautious about right now. Maybe Framber doesn't have any damage at all, and it is just soreness. But you got to be careful because this is the dumbest thing in the world to push Framber back because of short-term losing, and all of a sudden he's lost for the year. The other side of it too, which I'm okay with, is last night Hader made it through the ninth inning in, was it 9 pitches?
11
pitches.
Yeah, 11 pitches.
11 pitches very quickly, and the question with this shortened bullpen pen staff they have right now is whether he should have gone out for the 10th. He hasn't pitched more than an inning since 2020. It's early in the season. I would say zero chance in hell they should have spent it.
Zero. I have zero issue with them not sending Hader back out there for the 10th inning last night. None at all. I think. As far as the game last night goes, so Framber, obviously Framber to the IL, that we know. What this is going to turn into, we don't really know. We're excited for Spencer Arrigetti to start tonight. Hate the circumstances. As far as the game goes last night, classic Astros loss. Bunch of guys on base the whole game. Couldn't get hits when you needed to. Built an early lead. Thanks to Jordan, who is just a one-man wrecking crew right now. He's getting no help from anybody right now. I don't know, Joe Espada, it's early. He's 12 games into his managerial career, so I'm not here to say he's awesome or he's obviously not awesome thus far. They're 4-8, but I'm not here to bury him either. Now, that said, this Jonathan Singleton pinch hitting thing came up again last night where Dubon is coming up in a big situation with a chance to, get a big hit. And I know, that Dubon's numbers are not great early this year, but I think over 162 games last year, the year he had, should engender some trust. I know. Jonathan Singleton was awful in the games he was up last year. So this is twice now in early season losses where a decision to plunk Jonathan Singleton in a pinch hitting spot has not worked out for Joe Espada. And even worse, like, and I know Jake Meyers' OPS number is better than Dubon right now. In a big situation, who do you trust more? In the 10th inning situation with a runner on second, Mauricio Dubon or Jake Meyers? To me, it's no contest. And Meyers struck out looking like a little leaguer.
Oh,
that's the
chasing.
thing.
That thing was like hidden behind the moon.
Right.
That was like a second eclipse of. What the hell was that?
Right.
My God.
So when you pinch hit for Dubon, you got to remember there's still game left to play, and Jake Meyers is now coming up in that big situation. So that's not a great look for Joe Espada. Like that managing that part of the lineup, that bottom part of the lineup has come back. I'm not gonna say it's cost him 2 games, but it's cost him the opportunity to win a couple of these games.
I need somebody smarter than me to explain the Jonathan Singleton fixation. I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand the explanations. I don't like. Why is lefty or righty ever being mentioned with a guy that bats 143?
Right.
Like, and has for the last 2 years. I don't understand or get it. I mean, other than that, you're just trying to say something to placate people that aren't going to be happy with the results like us, and it doesn't do it. You know, I just don't know. Right. It's like saying that a little leaguer is a Hey, let's throw this little leaguer in there because he's a lefty.
Yep.
He's 5'2", 172 pounds.
Yep.
He hasn't yet grown any. He's prepubescent, but he's a lefty.
Yep.
Let's throw him out there.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
What on earth are you talking about?
It's crazy, man.
My God.
It's crazy. And then how about? I don't disagree with the decision, but the reminder that your first baseman stinks is that you were pinch hitting for him late in the game with Victor Carrot, with your backup catcher. Your backup catcher pinch hit for your first baseman. Is that not a sign for where we're at with the first baseman right now?
This is like so much of, man, that one stretch that the Astros had without a general manager that gifted them Jose Abreu, an overpaid Montero.
Hey.
It just keeps paying dividends. It's like you knocked somebody up, you know, with a woman you hate 2 years ago, and now you're just going to be paying the rest of your life with it because now you're stuck in a bad situation. You got a psychotic baby mama, and there's no way out. There's no way out. At least this one will be over after 3 years or so.
Yeah, you know what? You bring up Montero. He was in my notes when I would have stood up as a bigger moment had they gone on to win the game. But him coming in with first and third, he came in. It was first and third, nobody out. Javier was able to get a big strikeout in the 6th inning. And then in came Montero, and I know like the gut reaction of Montero over the last year has been to go, here come the runs. Came in, got the grounder to Bregman that you referred to earlier. That Bregman came home with it, got the out, and then was able to get the third out. Kudos. Montero's had a nice start to the season so far, knock on wood.
Yes, he does. ERA is 169.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pull my punches a little bit on that one.
Yeah.
And the Jose Abreu, there's the thing about the Jose Abreu contract. It isn't such that it should destroy your season or anything. It's all a matter of like, okay, but how do you choose to deal with it and respond to it? Do you choose to have John Singleton try to clean up the mess that is Jose Abreu?
Well, it doesn't kill your season, but he's basically worse than a pitcher right now hitting. Like it is a massive automatic out at the 7, even in the 7 hole. It's just a horrible thing to have in the lineup right now.
I saw that you had to confront somebody that was using the old, hey, he's a notoriously slow starter. And whenever people bring this up, they'll point out that in his career he's batted like 247 in March and April.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like what does that have to do with batting 874 and being equally horrendous last year in March and April? For the life of me, I don't get it. I don't understand that.
Yep.
It's like, hey, you dated a 5 before. Why don't you date this bridge troll?
Yeah.
Why don't you date an actual beaver?
Yeah.
Like an actual creature of the woodlands.
It's
not
bad.
The woodlands, Texas, but just like woodland.
Right.
Like
the outdoors, the great outdoors. Yeah. All right, Payne and Pendergast with you on a Wednesday. The Astros back at it tonight. Spencer Arrighetti debut tonight for the Houston Astros.